After her battle with breast cancer, Amy Robach reveals she has been avoiding blood work for almost 2 years. Amy Robach needs blood work long overdue. To be more exact, it's been almost a year overdue, and Robach acknowledges that it would be illogical and dumb to keep putting it off, especially since she survived breast cancer. Why then is there a delay? According to Robach, it's the anxiety of discovering the worst-case situation. In the newest episode of their Amy and TJ podcast, Robach and TJ Holmes talked about a serious matter. Holmes started out by saying he had a bone to pick with Robach. She wasn't living up to her promise as a cancer survivor, which was the source of Holmes' beef, as he called it. Holmes specifically criticized Robach for not having had any blood testing done since August 2022. In February 2023, she was scheduled for blood work, and that's when the couple got into trouble for their office romance. So, August 2022 was the last time I had blood tests done, and it's been bothering me since, as my oncologist had advised. I had been having blood work done every 6 months up until that time, Robach said. I stopped taking tamoxifen 8 years later, so I do require strict and constant monitoring while taking that medication. And then everything went haywire when I decided to push back when I was scheduled to have my next blood work. The phrase "all hell broke loose" refers to their turbulent departure from GMA3 following the revelation of their romance. We were going through our hell and, yes, it was the last thing on my mind, she said. After having a regular mammography live on the air for a 2013 episode on the morning show, Robach was horrified to learn she had stage 2 breast cancer that had spread to her lymph nodes. About 10 years have passed since that tragic incident. Robach is also aware that she needs to be more disciplined about her blood work. On the podcast, Robach insisted that she schedule her blood work after the session was recorded. However, Holmes wasn't buying it, telling her that he assumed she wouldn't follow through on that and he was curious as to why. I believe that everyone who has endured this knows how emotionally taxing it can be to have blood tests, as they are searching for tumor signs. Thus, in the unlikely event that breast cancer recurs in any of the desired organs, the brain, liver, lungs, or bone, you would expect to receive a tumor marker detecting blood test. It implies that you would eventually be dealing with a cancer that is fatal yet treatable, she remarked. I believe that this fear causes you to adopt the attitude, I don't want to know. It's better not to know. In any case, it will not matter. And once you start thinking like way, you might use it as an excuse to avoid uncomfortable or frightening situations by not having to visit the NYU Cancer Center or see a doctor. Then Holmes asked her if it's true that a tumor marker would indicate terminal malignancy. Indeed, if my tumor markers indicated that my cancer had progressed to stage 4 or metastatic, then the answer would be yes, said she. However, I am aware that there are now incredible treatments available. They have the power to prolong life. They have the power to significantly improve your life compared to even 5 or 10 years ago. Thus, there is great potential. However, it would currently be regarded as terminal. Holmes complimented Robach for being a helpful and understanding partner, asking why she wouldn't put in the effort to make sure we have as much time together as we can. He continued, saying, but for some reason I feel bad or selfish, or wrong for having that thought. It's her body and her struggle. I think it's really lovely, and I apologize for saying that, but I believe my mom would feel the same way. I know and appreciate that my dad would agree with everything you're saying, Robach remarked. I know it indicates that you genuinely care for and love me, and I can appreciate where that comes from. Therefore, I admit that it is selfish of me to put off taking the test. Robach claimed that ultimately, failing to get blood work completed gave her a delusion of normalcy, and an attempt to wish it into existence, but the truth is that she is aware that failing to do the critically important blood work is illogical and dumb.